Hello everyone and welcome to episode 8 of the Embroidered Elephant podcast. My name is Kimberly and thank you for joining me. I hope that you are all well at the moment. This is a podcast I try to release at the end of every month. I just go over what I've made in the month. I do a lot of crochet. I also own an Etsy shop as well, so if I have any updates I go over those. I'm very aware that the last few podcasts have been quite long, so I'm looking to make this one a bit shorter, I say. So hopefully I can sort of crack on and go through it a bit quicker than usual. But obviously I'll try not to leave anything out as well. So, any updates from me since last time? As you may be aware, I have got a job. I've been out of work for a while due to sort of personal reasons. I left my old workplace I think around September last year. So I've been out of work for a while. So I've been working on my Etsy shop as well, which has been really fun. I've come up with a few new products and yeah. Apart from that, yeah, so I start work tomorrow. I've got a week of training which I'm really looking forward to. I'm away for a couple of days as well to do some shadowing from another team, which again will be really exciting. So obviously I'm taking some projects with me. Haven't decided yet, but I'll need to get a move on, obviously. So I will start with my finished projects for the month. I am filming this before my week away. When I upload it, it will be next weekend, so I will have already gone on my weekend away. But just with starting work, obviously with being out of work for so long, I'm not sure how I can fit my working hours around YouTube. So I'm sure it'll be easier than I think, but just in case, I'm filming this just before. Right, so let's start with finished projects. So the first one you may have seen if you use Instagram quite a lot, you will have seen this little fella. So this is a crocheted succulent. It was a pattern test from the Witchery. I forgot, Hayley of the Witchery. So I don't know the proper names for all of these. I believe that this is a string of nickels. These might be is it Gollum's fingers, I think she called them. I'm not sure if that's the right words. Then you've got sort of this little curly plant, and then this one that hangs down at the end. So this is a really simple project. Simple as in the fact you can easily get it done within an evening, and I think that it looks really cool as well. For a beginner, it's great. You know, it only uses simple stitches, and Hayley was great to speak to as well. I believe this is her first pattern. The only thing I did struggle with was getting the string of nickels right. Hayley sent me a video to help me understand it. So looking at that video straight on, or looking at it quite closely, it was quite easy to understand. But I think she's worked through those issues now. Or not issues, the complications. Yeah, it's great. So that is sitting on my shelf as well, and I've also wrapped one for my partner's cousin has asked for one for their windowsill, so I've made one of those. I'm just waiting to send it off now. But yeah, I really love it, and it was a great way to use up scrap yarn. So I finished this one, and I finished the bright green one as well. Oh no, I haven't. I finished this green, the mossy sort of green, and this light green here. Still got a bit of the bright green, but yeah, so that's finished. That was a simple one, and obviously because I was pattern testing, the pattern is out now. I will leave a link to Hayley's website below. I think it's called the Succulent Garden, the Succulent Pot, something like that. The next finished project I have done was these gorgeous socks. So these were the pattern, one of my favourite patterns, or one of my regular patterns. It was patterned by John Strong, and it's called My First Crochet Toe-Up Socks. Quite a long name, but they are perfect. These are a size 6, and I've used this pattern, as I said, for all of the socks I've made. I think I've made about 5 or 6 now. Really easy. The way that he's got a video tutorial he does with Marleybird, and he has also got a written pattern as well, which I printed off. It's got lots of pictures throughout, so they're done. Obviously I've got a couple of ends to weave in. I finished these while I was away seeing my partner's family. They have sort of like a fire pit, I think it's called, and I was crocheting these around there. So just before I went away, or the whole story is, I usually try and do the toe in one sitting because that's counted, and then I crochet up the foot. So then again, I think that's the heel is counted stitches, and around this bit here is counted as well. So between the toe and the heel, I can just crochet until I get the desired length, and the same from here. So I'd done the heel, I finished this bit up to the I think it was around the second stripe or just above, and then I ran out of steam and I just kept them in a bag for months and months and months. They was meant to be done before Christmas, but they've only just been done. So yeah, before I went on my weekend away, I'd just finished this heel, and then while I was away I just crocheted this bit up, because I can just crochet it while I'm talking. It's easier to do than counting whilst having a conversation, obviously. Just seeing if they smell of fire. They don't, because I have blocked them. So this was the first, although I've used the pattern quite a few times, I've never done used 2 yarns in one sock. So I've never done a contrasting heel, and I hope that the yarns work well together. We'll see. So this is merino wool. I got that from a holiday in the Cotswolds, and I got this wool from a shop. It was a reclaimed sweater, a jumper even, if you're from England. So it was nice to work with, but some bits were thicker than others, and it was quite hard on my hands at times. Sorry about that. I had to readjust because my back was hurting. So yeah, these are the socks. There is a little bit of a story. When I went to buy this merino wool, I went into a shop in the Cotswolds. Please don't ask me where it is because I've forgotten. I'll ask my partner if anyone needs to know or wants to know. But I saw this merino, and when I went to the Cotswolds, I said to myself that I would buy some yarn to sort of remind me of our trip away. It was for our anniversary last year. And I looked through this little shop. It was sort of a pet shop stroke craft shop. Not sure where that comes along, but yeah, so in the front they had a bit of yarn, and none of it really caught my eye, so I thought I'd go for a plain one, because plain wool you can use pretty much in any project. and it wasn't until I got to the counter that I started asking more about some of the other yarn. So there was a story about a gentleman that used to come in and he used to spin yarn. The gentleman passed away from cancer who used to do the spinning, and it wasn't until I'd paid and I sort of didn't have any more change, or I didn't really want to spend any more money on it. It wasn't until I heard that story and it really started setting in that I really wanted to go back and buy it. She said she would do it for the same price as the merino, and the more I sort of thought about it, the more I thought I should go back and get it. I really want to go back and get it. I didn't, which sort of, I'm not sure how this will sound, but it was more for the story and for the legacy of the gentleman rather than for the yarn, because the yarn itself was really nice, and at the time I didn't really appreciate hand spun yarns, which I've never bought any for myself. But it would have been more for the gesture and for the story behind the yarn rather than the yarn itself. Because upon feeling it, it was quite itchy, so I don't know what I would have used it for. I'm not sure whether it was DK or fingering weight, but yeah, that's a long story, but I don't think they've got a website, but I just thought that was a really nice story, and sort of I regret not picking it up. But again, I'm not sure what I would have used the yarn for. So yeah, those are my finished stripy socks, and I love the red colour. And yeah, so I was working with colour change as well, so you can see there I messed up a little bit, but yeah, now I can wear those now that I've shown you. This is what I've got left over, so I've got quite a bit. As I may have said before, usually when I have leftovers I put them in my scrappy sock section, so I will, when I've got enough to make some socks, I will put them all together. However, with this one, because it's a different, it's not 75-25, which usually is 75% merino and 25% nylon, I think is the general one, because that's not the same setup. I'm not sure if it'll work well with the rest of them, but we shall see. So yes, my next socks will be, going out of order a little bit, so just on topic, my next socks will be these. So I have had this blue for a while. I think it's called tropical breeze, tropical something, and I've had this for a while, but I only bought 50 grams, which I think will be enough for socks, but I'm not entirely sure. And you can see it's got little flecks of greens and blues and brighter blues, turquoises, lovely colours like that. And that is from Fjord Fibres, FJORD Fibres, Tropical Waters it's called. If I can rip it up, unrip it up even. So yeah, it's not really in one place. Fjord Fibres, I bought this from Etsy. It is 50 gram Troll Twist Mini, hand dyed in Bergen, the gateway to the fjords of Norway. Okay, so that is 80% wool, 20% polyester. So it is Norwegian wool. I need to use it, but I didn't start it because I didn't know whether that would be enough for a pair of socks. I always have this worry in the back of my mind that I'll start some socks, I won't have enough to finish, and then I will have counted out lots of stitches for no reason. Anyway, because of that, I did buy some hand dyed yarn, which was, well, it's a similar weight. It's obviously not the same colour, but every time I look at this, because of the blues in this, I'm not sure, it's not showing up as well on camera or the camera screen, But every time I look at this combination, I just think of Monsters Inc. Sully. If you've watched it, you'll know what I mean. And I love this, and I can't wait to cast them on, so I need to do that. I was thinking of doing the toes and the heel in this purple. Again, I need to see how much yarn that uses, but I'm really excited about that. This is Lamington Lass yarns, and the colour is Vamp. It's 100% Peruvian Highland merino, so they are the same weight yarn, so I'm hoping that they go well together. So yeah, so I will be getting those started. Now that I've shown you my other socks, I can start my Sully socks. That's what they'll be called, my Sully socks. I'll have to take some better pictures of the yarn. Right, and they are just in my, this was a sock bag I made. But it is so small, you can see it's just about the size of my hand, that I didn't think they would be worth putting on. And I love this material as well. Just the plants, the house plants. So yes, I would say I'll probably change the pattern, but knowing myself, I like repetition, so the possibility is, or the probability is, that it probably won't be a different pattern. It'll probably be the wrong strong socks, because I know it and I'm comfortable with it, and I know I've highlighted exactly what I need to do, and I know that because I've already counted out the stitches, I know what will fit me, if that makes sense. Comment below if you like repeating the same pattern, or whether you like changes all the time. So this week I've sort of been concentrating a bit on using up scraps, hence the scrap busting for the plants, and I wanted a pattern that was kind of easy, I didn't have to think too much about. So I've been eyeing this pattern up for quite a while. I'm not sure if it says, it's from Molly Makes. It was a free magazine with their magazine, if that makes sense. It doesn't say which issue it came with that I can see. It's the Crochet project book. And one of the patterns that I've been looking at for quite a while, as I said, they're quite simple, but it was this one, Modern Vintage. So it is just a granny, well, it's a granny circle, it's a doily, and the reason that I wanted to, sorry, I'm just looking outside, there's this man that's walking past that looks a little bit dodgy. He's just tapped on someone's window. I'm not nosy at all. Yeah, so anyway, I was looking at this vintage doily pattern, and one of the reasons I was looking at it is because I do have a lot of cotton yarn that I bought for a project that I haven't, or that I've been given that I haven't used yet. So I did make a couple of these. So I was thinking I could use them when you get posh pans. A lot of them you shouldn't put the metal to metal. So I was thinking, when we're stacking our, me and my partner, when we move out, when we stack our metal pots and pans, these can go between them to stop them from scratching, getting scratched, or the non-stick coming off. So that used a bit, and I just sort of changed the colours of them so they do match, and I've got a lot left of all of them, so I'm just going to keep changing the colours until I run out. I haven't stuck to the pattern completely. I've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 rounds, and this pattern actually has 14. So I'm going to go and do try not to show you the whole pattern. But I'm going to try and do this this edging on my pattern, but I just haven't got around to it yet. So yeah, I thought that they were fairly big, and I'm not sure. The pattern uses a 3mm hook, whereas I used a 4.5. That's just my standard go-to hook size for DK. And the pattern also says that to use these as a hot pad you need to double them up. So maybe I will double some up as well to use as a hot plate, depending on what I find, what I want to use them for, and how much time I have to sort of go around them. But they really don't take that long. They don't take a lot of concentration either, particularly. It's just knowing which ones you have to chain between. It's looking at the pattern, but it's not concentration, if that makes sense. Yeah, and as with a normal granny square, it's all just double crochets and chains. That is it. And I used, rather than having chaining a circle in the middle, I did a magic circle. Those are the main differences, but I really love this little book, and I'm looking forward to doing some more projects. So you've got like blanket in there. There's a unicorn. Never made any crochet flowers, so they might be quite cool as well. So yeah, that's a really cool booklet that I got at some point from Molly Makes. So apart from the doilies I made, or the sort of like heat pads, I did also make a bag for my mum. Mum, if you're watching and you don't want to see it, look away now. So this was the bag I made. So if you've watched a couple of times before, you might have, or if you're coming from Instagram, you might recognise this yarn here. So this yarn, the purple and the sort of browny beigey, they were both hand dyed. So the purple one is definitely the blackberry dyed yarn, and I think this one's definitely coffee. So it was dyed with coffee, and I think that they just look really nice together. They look quite natural. And as you can see, I have turned it into a bag. So I changed on this one. There wasn't enough to go around the edging on both of them in the same colour. So on one I've done purple, and on the other side I've done sort of the coffee. And I also used up this merino wool I had in stock. In my stash. So I got a couple done, and I thought it would just be nice as a little beach bag. So the merino wool is stretchy. This is completely cotton, so it's not really. And I just thought, because my mum lives in Cornwall by the sea, it would just be a really nice bag to take. You know, put your phone in, go to the beach. And her favourite colour is purple as well, so it's quite a nice sentiment, I think. So when I can next see her, I will be giving her that. She is aware of it, but I think I might give it as a Mother's Day present, because I just really like it. I was going to wait until her birthday, but that's in October, and that is really far away. So Mother's Day seems like a good excuse to give it to her. So that is it for my finished projects. I have got 4 projects on the go, one of which is a continuous granny square blanket, which I've shown quite a few times, and I haven't actually done anything on it, so I won't show you this time. My first one I wanted to show you is a veil. So if you watched last time, you will see that I had a bit of a brainwave while I was talking, about some shorts that I'd made, and I said that I could make it into a jumper because they weren't very comfortable and they fit weirdly around my crotch. They just didn't look good, they didn't suit me. So that same day or that weekend I started crocheting up to make a jumper. Now it is blaringly obvious on the screen what my mistake is, but if you haven't guessed it already, I guessed what size hook I was using, and I guessed quite wrong. So you will see, for those that aren't familiar with crochet, everything below this line here is done in a smaller hook than this that is done up here, which means that you can see the stitches are bigger, and you can just, it just doesn't look good. So I need to pull it out, but I wanted to show you the importance of marking exactly what hook you're using. I think, as I said, usually I use a 4.5 mil hook, and this one, I think on the band itself it says to use like a 5. Yeah, on the band itself it says to use 5.5, so I thought obviously I'd been using a 5.5, but I hadn't. So I did it wrong. So this is the Black Friday yarn from Hobbii. I think it's sold out, but yeah, so it's 5.5 hook that I used, which is clearly wrong, and this is the point I realised that it was the wrong hook. So I'd finished the front panel, finished it, and then I got halfway through, well, I got through the back, and started thinking, it looks as though it's expanding, and the reason it was expanded is because my hook is such a different size, so I need to rip that out. So I've just kind of pushed it in a bag and hoped, and just buried my head for a little bit. So yeah, but that was basically going to be the top. The sleeves would go through the little holes in the side. Obviously I had to crochet up at the top, at the back. Then I'd have the sleeves coming out the side if I had enough for full length sleeves. If not, I'd have them to about my elbows. So that will be ripped back, which is fine. It's not painful at all. And the yarn is being kept in my my new yarn cake cozies, which are on my Etsy shop now. So this is the Mustard Mama Bear one, which I think is just so cute, and it just keeps your cake cozy. It stops it from disintegrating in your bag. So that was my first one. I'm not actively working on that at the moment because I'm a little bit sad about the time that I spent on it that I will not get back. But I have got another couple of projects to show you that I have been working on, and I've been trying really hard to spend more time working through it rather than trying to rush it and get everything done, because I find that usually when I crochet a jumper I just stay up really late, hours after hours after hour after hour, just watching stuff on TV or on my laptop, trying to get it done, and I get it done and then I don't really feel a sense of achievement. I'm not sure why. I assume it's because I'm not sort of appreciating the time I spent doing it, maybe, or maybe I'm just looking too deep into it. I don't know. Another project, this is new yarn. I bought this from a charity shop. It doesn't have a band or anything. I don't know how heavy it is. I think it's chunky. As I said, no idea of any of the details of it, but I know that my partner has a jumper in this size, or in this colour, sorry, So what I've started doing, I looked up a tutorial just for some ideas of some stitches I can do which are different from single or double crochet, because that is what I stick to. And I've just started making him a scarf in moss stitch, which, if you're not aware, you alternate half double crochets and and chains to create this texture. But because I'm not giving it to him yet, as I said, I'll be working, so I'll have less time on my hands, so I will be saving this for maybe Christmas or a birthday present possibly, and I will just be enjoying sort of how it goes, the progress of it, and I'll try not to rush the project and get it done as soon as possible. So yeah, that is a scarf in progress for my partner. He knows that it's a scarf for him. I haven't said I'll give it to him soon. He doesn't know it's a Christmas present. He just won't get it anytime soon. But the yarn itself feels really, really nice. I think it's a cotton with something. It's not wool. I'm not sure what just rubbing it on me. I'm not sure quite what makeup it is. I would love to know, but it does feel really soft. Feels sort of maybe like a nylon blend. Don't really know how else to describe it. So yeah, there's that. I think I've just got about 130 grams of that. That will be quite a long scarf, and hopefully if it's long enough I would love to give it tassels as well, just for something else. And lastly, I am working on, oh dear, I haven't put a stitch marker in. Yeah, so lastly I am working on this absolutely massive jumper. So this is going to be a cardigan. I was hoping to get this cardigan done by the time I started work, which, looking at it now, was completely, there was no chance that was going to happen, because I've been working on sewing for the shop as well. So this is going to obviously be like an oversized jumper, sort of like, I don't know if it's a bell sleeve, if it's called that, or just a puff arm. I'm not sure what it's called, but it will definitely be oversized. And the reason for this is because I wanted one that was bigger, but also I haven't quite mastered how to increase the arm slowly rather than all at the bottom, which, in my defence, I haven't really looked for a tutorial on how to do that. I haven't really put a lot of effort into it. But yeah, so that will be an oversized jumper, a cardigan even, and I've just sort of said to myself that rather than having it done for the summer, because I probably won't be wearing many cardigans over summer, I will try to have this done for winter, so when it starts getting a bit colder again, and just again spending time on it as and when I can, rather than trying to rush through it. So I'll lean over a bit. I have just put this together with stitch markers just to see exactly how big it is. Obviously I need to sew that bit in, but what I'm hoping, this isn't a pattern, what I'm hoping is to have the sleeves to about here, and then I will start the cardigan in panels. So I'll do 2 front panels, obviously you'll have either arm, and the back panel, and then maybe have like a ribbing around the edges of it and around the bottom, just to match this, quite a small ribbing, not too thick. Yeah, so it's about that. So yeah, I'll have quite a short ribbing around, and I've got 15 balls to do that with. So this so far has used 1, and just to here that was 1 ball's worth. So So yeah, I'm really looking forward to spending more time on that, and hopefully appreciating the time that I do spend on it. I'm focusing on the stitching rather than just getting it done, which I do all the time. But yeah, as I said, it's not a pattern. I might write it up if I've got time, if it turns out well. This is just a half double. But yeah, I'm hoping for a really baggy sort of look. So yeah, that is those are my projects at the moment. Not sure of any other news. I think that's about it, to be honest. The hook I'm using for that is, let's have a look. Oh yeah, the yarn I'm using is a 6mm hook. I'm not sure which, but oh, I've got hooks everywhere. So the 6mm hook is for my scarf, and the 6.5 is for the jumper. And the yarn I'm using is called We Love Yarn. Again, it's from Hobbii, 100% acrylic, so it'll be really heavy. The colour is 03. So yeah, I think that's about it from me. In terms of the shop, as I said, the yarn cozies are on the shop now. All the bags I've made recently are up and they are live, so feel free to check them out. Apart from that, I think that I will see you next month. I'm also looking at doing a video on, I did do a stash list 2021, or I started one. So I was just going to do a video explaining what that was, which I should have done at the beginning of the year, but I didn't. I should have done one when I started, but I'm going to do a video now that I've got the house to myself about how Stash List 2021 is going, any updates I have, any advice I have, and yeah, that will be up soon, hopefully. Yeah, I'm looking at making a few more videos, but as I said, I'm not sure when they will be up, obviously due to work, and I'm not sure how much time I'll have, or how to fit this around work. But I will figure, until I figure something out, I'm sure I'll see you most weekends, but no promises. This, if nothing else, this podcast will still be every month. So yeah, again, sorry about the messy room. If you've been watching for a while, hopefully you'll just take that as standard. Again, me and my partner are looking at moving in about a month's time. So I'll obviously do a moving video, hopefully, and show you my new setup, because at the moment it's not working too well for me. Yes, anyway, I've finished rambling on, and thank you for listening. And if you like this, please like, subscribe, and comment anything you want below. If you want to get in touch, again, feel free to get in touch via my Instagram, which again will be linked below, or comment below. I love hearing from you. And also thank you so much for everyone who's been watching my podcasts or watching any of my videos, and interacting or liking or even subscribing as well. I really appreciate everything, and it feels a bit surreal, to be honest, that people are watching what I'm doing and they want to watch, and I've actually put myself on the internet, not like that, but I've actually sort of put my craft on the internet, which is crazy for me. But yeah, so thank you so much, and hopefully when it gets to podcast 10, I will be doing, I'll be doing a little giveaway, I think. Not sure what yet, but I will be doing a giveaway definitely. Anyway, yes, thank you for watching, and I will see you soon. Take care, stay safe, bye.